All right, let's dive into the world of some of the most bizarre, just absolutely captivating flowers on the entire planet. Seriously, they look like they're from another world, but I promise you, their story is very, very much rooted right here on Earth.
I mean, just look at this thing. The detail, the pattern, the structure, it really does feel like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But nope, this incredible star-shaped wonder isn't from some distant galaxy. It's from right here.
And get this, it comes from a place with a name that just doesn't seem to make sense, the Green Desert. So, what on Earth is a green desert, and how could it possibly produce something this extraordinary? Well, you ready to find out? Let's go.
Okay, so to really get our heads around these flowers, we first need to understand their home, and we need to meet the person who knows them better than anyone.
So this green desert, it's not just some cool poetic name. It's a real place, a subtropical savanna down in South Africa's Limpopo province. But, and this is a big but, don't let that green part fool you. This is a seriously tough environment. We're talking an average of just 250 millimeters of rain a year. That's not a lot. And it's in this super challenging climate that these amazing flowers have figured out how to thrive.
And you know who's going to be our guide for this? A guy named Bert Polling. Now, he's not just some academic studying these from afar. He is an expert grower who lives right there in Limpopo. He actually cultivates 31 species of these native plants literally on his doorstep. So yeah, you could say he knows their secrets. He's basically their neighbor.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how in the world do you grow something that looks this exotic? Well, Bert has shared his secrets, and honestly, you might be surprised at just how straightforward it is.
Okay, first things first. It all starts with the soil. You got to get the foundation right. And Bert's recipe? It's beautifully simple. You start with 3 parts coarse sand. That's for drainage. Then you add 1 part leaf compost for all those good nutrients. And you finish it off with 1 part loam. See? This mix does a perfect job of mimicking the loose, sandy soil these plants are used to in the wild. It lets their roots breathe and, most importantly, keeps them from rotting. Now, when it comes to watering and feeding, the big mantra here is less is more. Seriously, Bert says to use neutral pH rainwater if you can. When it's warm out, give them a good soak once a month. That's it. When it gets cold, just a light sprinkle every 3 to 4 weeks. Remember, these things are built for dry spells. And fertilizer? Super minimal, just twice a year with a half-strength liquid fertilizer. The absolute biggest mistake you can make is to overdo it. You'll just end up with weak, unhappy plants.
Okay, so we've got the soil down, we know how to care for them. Now for the fun part. Let's meet some of the stars of the show. This is where you'll really see their strange beauty come to life.
First up, meet Orbea carnosa. Just look at the colors on this one. They're super variable. You can get deep reds, oranges, even some bluish tones. But its real personality? That's happening underground. This plant is what you'd call an aggressive grower. It sends out these underground runners, they're called rhizomes, that can pop up like 20 to 30 centimeters away from the main plant. It's a really clever survival strategy for finding new places to grow.
All right, next up we have Orbea lutea, also known as the yellow star. I mean, it's just so bright and cheerful, right? It grows in these beautiful, compact little clusters, a perfect little burst of sunshine. But this lovely flower is hiding a pretty big secret.
And here it is straight from Bert Polling himself. Despite how pretty it is, Orbea lutea apparently has a terrible smell. In fact, he says many people consider it the absolute worst of all the stapeliods. That's the plant family it's in. So why would a beautiful flower smell so bad? Well, it's all about attracting its pollinators, which happen to be flies. Yeah, a classic case of looks can be deceiving. Okay, speaking of plants with a mission, let's talk about Orbea gersoneri subspecies elongata. Just like its cousin we saw earlier, this one is a serious spreader. It uses those same underground runners to just conquer new territory. But the real question is, just how fast are we talking?
Well, Bert gives us a perfect and kind of crazy example of its speed. He said that one single plant in his collection took just over a single growing season to completely fill up a 15-centimeter pot. I mean, think about that. That is a plant on a mission to expand, and it really shows you how they make the most of every single opportunity they get in that harsh environment.
And to wrap up our little gallery, let's look at Orbea melanantha. Now this one puts on a real show. It creates these flower clusters that can have up to 10 individual blooms. And the craziest part is, they often all open up at the exact same time, creating this spectacular, almost overwhelming display of these deep, dark red, almost black flowers. Just incredible.
So, after seeing all these incredible, strange, and beautiful examples, it really gets you thinking, doesn't it? We've only just peeked at a tiny handful of species from one little corner of the world, all thanks to the passion of one expert.
And it makes you wonder, if plants this complex, this bizarre, and this beautiful can thrive in a place called the Green Desert, well, it just begs the question, right? What other incredible wonders are out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to discover them?